On this episode of Geek Dad Life, we're going to review the new Hasbro Ghostbusters Plasma Series Gozer figure. Hey everybody, welcome to Geek Dad Life. It's your host, Jay Gladfelter here, and we are close to finishing up our series of reviews of the Hasbro Ghostbusters Plasma Series figures. It's the last boxed figure to review. It is the Gozer figure. I thought Gozer was a man. It's whatever it wants to be. It was originally supposed to be Paul Rubens, but then ended up being, I can't remember the supermodel's name, but anyway. That's an aside, neither here nor there, but we have a Gozer figure. It is a figure we've had a few times now. Originally it was a NECA release, and we are getting it again here. It is exciting to get a figure like this. We never had one for any toy line when we were kids, so great to get one here. Problem with maybe the Diamond Select and the NECA one was out of scale. With the, with 6-inch figures. So it's great. We're getting a 6-inch scale Gozer here. Excited to open this one up and see how it looks once it is out of the package. But in the package here, we see she comes with the Terror Dog head, the Vince Clortho head. She also has, looks like swap the hands out to get some of those nasty rays that she shot out at the Ghostbusters when Ray said he was not a god. So definitely more accessories than the Dana Barrett came with, so that's exciting. Box art, same as all the others. I love what they've done with the box art, having the flight suit name tag as the title or telling you who the character is. Love the art that they put here on the side. That's pretty common among all the kind of premium collector figures that Hasbro's been putting out. The back's a little plain, but shows that Gozer is the 6th figure in this first wave of figures. Gozer, the Destructor and Traveler. Gozer is an ancient evil with a lot of aliases, and she comes with the Vince Clortho head. All right, well, that is it for this box. Let's open it up and see what's inside. Love the back. Done this 6 times now, so I might be going really quick through this as compared to the first time with Peter. So yeah, there's 2 separate hand attachments, so that's awesome. Very cool. Again, no stupid little rubber bands to hold the figure in. That's great. Always love that. And then here we go, our Vince Clortho head, the last Build-A-Figure piece we need, and he's in there pretty good. Boom. Just put that on our wall. Like have a mantle with a Terror Dog head on it. There we go. Put it over there with our. And we got all the pieces. So we'll do a video putting that together as the last video in this series. But let's take a closer look at this Gozer figure. So when I did my unboxing of the shipper box live on my Instagram page at Geek Dad Life, you can check that out if you'd like to see it after the fact. It's still up there. This was the one from the box that just didn't blow me away in my first take, and it may just be because it's the least kind of realistic sculpt of a character. Now again, it might be because maybe they didn't get the lightness rights. I can't remember her name, the lady that was the model for that. But all the other ones look so accurate to their kind of screen appearances. This head sculpt looks really soft in comparison. It looks like it was actually sculpted as opposed to like one of those 3D scans that they've been doing on their figures. So it's slightly less effective. The other thing too about this sculpt is there's not a lot of paint apps on here. So while I think the sculpt is really good, the Gozer's actual costume had a lot of nuance to it. And while it was, kind of single colored, there's a lot with the little bubbles and kind of the mesh that was on her suit that is not being captured here. I do like the kind of pearlescence to it. I think that's good. But the lack of paint applications, and I totally understand it's kind of a cost saving measure to not have it, but I feel like this could have been much better with some better paint application and maybe a different head sculpt that made it more accurate. Now, if all of the figures were just kind of like sculpted and not using the 3D kind of scan technology, I don't think this would have been as glaringly sticking out like the other ones. But sitting there with the other ones that look like they're like jumping off the screen, this one does not look like it's jumped right off the screen, which is a slight disappointment. All right, let's see how these hand blasts. I don't know if they've kind of reused these from like an Emperor figure or something like that, but it's very similar. Not as gummy as the kind of the beam attachment on the Neutrona wand for Winston. All right. Oh, I didn't talk about her articulation. Similar to Dana, ball joint at the shoulder, ball joint head. Good range because she has kind of a short haircut and not really anything in the collar blocking it. Single jointed elbow, ball joint at the wrist, an actual ab crunch, so kind of ball joint here plus an ab crunch. Joint at the hip, swivel or cut joint here, double jointed knee, and then ball joint, and not much of an ankle rocker there. All right, let's put on her hands with the then die. It's very Emperor of her. Very Palpatine. So they go on pretty easy. The key thing here is like, is this gonna like really throw off her? Okay, to me it's like then die. So that's like has to be kind of a straight arm and then kind of come across. So yeah, I think this one is definitely going to need some type of figure stand to stand up with these. Okay, kinda got it to maybe. Hey, there we go. Nobody breathe. Boom. So there you have it. There is the Gozer figure. Love that she had the accessories here, and I think that's a great add-on. And they look really great. Definitely need to have a figure stand, so it's good that she has the holes on her feet to do it, to probably get a bit more of an accurate pose while having these long, electrical charges come out from her hands. But that looks really great. Again, the only thing kind of disappointing here is the head sculpt. It looks a bit softer compared to the other Ghostbuster figures, but still a neat one to have. Glad we got all of these iconic kind of first movie characters. If there's misses here, I think not having Slimer's a bummer. But that could come down the line, and maybe we could get something, maybe a Comic-Con exclusive, like a gigantic Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. The one Mattel did had all sorts of issues with yellowing and stuff like that. Diamond Select has made some really great Stay Puffs, but it'd be cool to have, a really big scaled Stay Puft maybe as part of this line one day. But just so much potential. Walter Peck, Louis Tully, and then would love to get into some GB2 characters, and even going into real Ghostbusters would be awesome. And of course the new characters in Ghostbusters Afterlife, which has been pushed back to March, but Still. All right, well, that will do it for this episode of Geek Dad Life. If you like what we do here on the channel, hit like, hit subscribe, and click on that bell icon to be notified when the latest episode of Geek Dad Life drops. We are reviewing every single figure in this series, as you can see right behind Gozer. We have done Peter Venkman, Ray, Egon, Winston, Dana, and Gozer. Last but not least will be the Build-A-Figure Vince Clortho, which is, sitting here in pieces. So we will get to him next. All of these reviews are up all at once, so you can watch them in any order you want to, or you can do the order in which Hasbro has set them up with Peter, Ray, Egon, Winston, Dana, Gozer, and then last but not least, Vince Clortho Build-A-Figure. So enjoy all of those videos. We'll see you next time. Hasta luego, and goodbye. Then die.